Adrenalin Fear the Rush, released 1996, written and directed by Albert Penn. A giant gas cloud is all over Boston, 2007. So this movie is only set like 11 years into the future. Well, at least this movie knows what its budget is and doesn't try to look like the future when it does not look like the future like its other films. Amazing cam work that looks like one shot. Wait, blue light. Now everything makes sense. I'm so glad about the cam work in this movie, how it moves with the characters. It is really cool. And it's a lot different than other Our Pim movies that have way too fast editing. This movie has just the right amount of editing. We learned that Nasidra Hitris has a lost child mission, and she seems like a really sweet mom when she talks to her child. Then she has to deal with a bit of harassment, but it's just glanced over in this movie and doesn't feel too much or gratuitous. It's just a small thing that's in there. Christopher Lambert stars very over the top in this movie, but his performance is a lot more subtle as the movie goes on. When they go to look at the building, we hear a actually scary zombie sound that I want you to hear for yourself when you see this movie for free on Tubi. Anthony Rippertay does a great job with the music. It's just the right amount to scare and tense you, but not over top. Like this movie made me scared of light blue greenish eye. Natasa Hydris is very good at acting scared in a realistic way. I mean, she has been in 169 films, so she definitely knows how to act. And Norbert Wieser is also a good actor with his intense, taking charge talking. That's just the right amount. He's been in 102 films. And the green blue color scheme is really good at making this movie feel stylized and intense. And you really get to focus on the growl of the zombie like these two characters. You feel the fear of these two characters very well. And the color scheme is a big part of that, and also the just right amount of editing. And Norbert Wieser does some very impressive falling and climbing stunts. And this movie is very good at disguising the wire with its editing. And this movie is smart enough to have the stunts just be there in what looks like a one shot scene when Norbert Wieser is climbing down a big ladder that looks like it was very difficult to do. Nasla Hidrin is a really good actress. When she's breathing, you almost feel like Norbert Wieser is the monster, even though he's a part of her team, because of how afraid she's acting through the entire film and how little they show the zombie. You feel like that Norbert Wieser is supposed to be the monster because they don't show the zombie until the end. Except for a scene where Norbert Wieser helps a woman out of the injury. That's a very good, intense scene. So good that I don't want to show you it. I want you to see it for yourself for the first time. But his acting is a little over top, but that scene still works. So you feel sad when Norbert Wieser dies at the end. So that's Adrenalin and the Fear of the Rush, released 1996. This is surprisingly a really good movie, and Albert Penn has a good amount of style in this movie with not too much adding, and the intensity is really good. And it's a slower paced film and needs to be because it has a simple story and it feels scary intense the entire time. And all the performances are really good and subtle, but also over the top when they need to be. And so overall, this is a really good, intense, scary film that I highly recommend. It's free on Tubi, Touch Grass.